out here adjusting the idle. My Chinese carburetor plate is working pretty good. Only complaint I got really is they put the idle screw on the inside, so it's kind of hard to get to. We just adjusted the air fuel a little bit. I had to go in. It was like 1.5. I'm moving the engine. It's about one turn out now. Main jet's about 1.5 to 2 turns out. Idling pretty good other than that exhaust intake thing here spitting a little bit. And filter rod's working good. Got to put the air cleaner back on it, but it's working pretty decent. Getting ready to adjust high RPM. It's only running about 1,500 now. Gonna knock it up to 2,200 where it should be. We should be good. And I got a wasp nest in here somewhere. I think it came with the tractor. I done tried to kill them. It's up under the gas share. Every time I go out and start this thing, it pisses them off. They'll start coming out here swarming me. Got stung on the back of the neck the other day. But I'm not really worried about that. I keep spraying them and they keep dying. I guess when I put the gauges in this thing, I'll finally get them out of there. Well, we'll see. Let me grab my meter, my tachometer, and a couple of wrenches to adjust the high on here. Even with the frost leak, when it's spitting back a little bit, I'm idling about 400, 390 to 425, somewhere in there, which is fairly decent for this thing. I'm not worried about it too much until I replace that gasket or manifold or whatever's in for over there. Let me loosen this thing up. See what we go up to here at high RPM. Hear my water pump making noise over there. There you go on that thing. Yeah, we're only running about 1,200 there. So 15, 16. Yeah, they're only running about 1,600 RPM there. Let me adjust this thing some if I can. If I can remember how to do it. I'm just supposed to loosen the throttle shaft over here at the end of the thing and move it around and we should be good. Let me turn this thing off so I'll cut my hands off from the fan blade there. Alright. I guess you just loosen this bell crank up under here and turn it a little bit to increase your RPM. Let me grab some wrenches here and get this thing moving. You guys can listen to some birds and singing over there. Hopefully you don't hear any more bees. They just swarmed me here a minute ago. think that thing's a 1/2 inch. If I remember correctly. That's a big if. There's my trusty old 1/2 inch right there. Now that everything's good and hot. Good thing I had to adjust it. I forgot to put the damn cotter pin in that governor clevis. I have to find one of those now. Let's see what we got here. Let's try that. See if that made any difference at all. I don't even know if I got it turned or not. We'll find out in a second. Can't halfway see out here. Sun's either too bright or not enough. I guess that's just getting old. That's better. A little bit more. Got about 1790 there, 1800. So another 400 RPM and we should be good to go. Starting to cool off now, but it's still bright out here. I think it's supposed to be 91 today, maybe. It was 90 something yesterday. Let's try that. I saw the governor rod move a little bit. I loosened it up, so we'll try it. See what happens. And then we'll look at getting some gaskets, taking that manifold off of there. Maybe this year, maybe next year. So still got to fix the bucket for this thing and service the front end loader. We'll see. Got to price out hoses for this thing before they explode and kill me. All right, let's try this now. Let's see what we got. Now the bell crank is just right up here at the front of the gas tank. If you look up, you'll see an arm. Damn. Bees are swarming me again. You can't really see it up under here, but right at the front there, where the governor rod attaches to the linkage, that little bell crank has got a little U-bolt on it. You're just going to loosen the U-bolt up. And you can see the governor rod move. When you loosen it, it's just repositioning the throttle on it, just giving it more travel. All right, let's try this. I'm going to have to go grab some wasp spray in a minute. Nope, I think I went the wrong way. Lost about 100 RPM there. We'll try this again. Got a mess out here. Got tools strewn all over everywhere. Alright, let me tighten this thing back up. See if we're going the right way here. couple hundred more RPM, which should be good. That was like 1900. Take it to about 22, or as close as we can get to it, 2150, 2050, somewhere in there. As long as it ain't 2020. Okay, let's try that. I saw the governor rod move there a little bit, so maybe that'll get us for extra 300 RPM. Maybe not. We'll find out in a minute. Looks like it might, but looks can be deceiving. Okay, that wasn't it either. I think I need to push the governor rod while I'm loosening the crank there. Something. We lost RPM there again. So there we go. Okay, I just moved that, but I think that's probably going to be too much. All right. Evidently, this is one of them things you just have to screw around with till you get it right. There ain't no real true way to set it other than trial and error, which is usually the best way anyway, with almost everything. Almost. good with I'm good with just over 2,000. That's fine enough for me. I'm starting to sweat out here, and that'll be good. That little tack meter works good. That does 2, 4, 6, and 8 cylinder. It ain't perfect, but it's pretty damn close. We're pulling another 400 or 500 RPM than we were, which before I had replaced the governor rod because they had something that was, I don't even know what it was. They had taken a governor rod and cut it too, and then welded a piece of all thread, 1/4 inch all thread in there, and it was way too long. And the arm on the back of the carburetor was adjustable. They'd slotted it or replaced it with a slotted thing, and it was hitting the manifold and way out of adjustment. I mean, totally way. The governor wasn't even close to being right. In fact, they had it on backwards, so instead of trying to close the throttle, it was, you'd hit the throttle and it was always trying to rev up high RPM. So the governor was pretty much useless. And I was like, man, I hope the damn governor ain't bad inside. It wasn't. It was just the rod. Replaced the rod, and then ended up having to replace the carburetor with my cheapo $37 Chinese carb, which actually worked out pretty good. Next thing, manifold. Actually, that manifold's not the next thing. I'm not messing with that probably till this winter, maybe next year. I don't know. Got to rebuild the leveler box on the back. That thing's stuck as could be. Ain't had no grease in it for ain't no telling how long. Been sitting outside there. So this was water collected down in the threads. Where threads in there. Box is locked up there. That's as far as it'll move. I've done greased it and soaked it. I'll be pulling that thing off and trying to move the lower. And I'm probably going to have to do the weld-on tips on the lift arms because they're about wasted. And you can get just the tips of these and cut them off and weld them, which is, I think, what we'll be doing. And still need a top link. Didn't come with one. And have to do this fender over here still. And the hoses on the front for the loader. Now I'm guessing this was a Wagner because it's as close to I think a WM4 as you can get. Instead of having one cylinder coming down the middle there, this one's got two. I think the 3 has the one cylinder and the 4 has 2. Then they'll have to clean that thing off, pull the line filter out of that thing when in between the pump and the loader body, there's a filter in there, filter screen. Pull that thing off and go through it. I'm sure it probably ain't been done and ain't no telling how long. And water pump. The water pump's making a pretty good racket there. You can hear it. You can hear it wobbling around on the bearings there. You hear it? It's moving. Moving enough that I want to replace it. And that's one of those deals too where you think, man, I'll just replace the pump bearings in there and the seal. Well, guess what? Water pump ain't but like, it's under $40 for a water pump. And I already priced the bearings and the seal. Bearings and the seal were going to cost me about $30 almost. With tax it would be over 30. So for an extra $10 or so, I'll just be getting a water pump. And let me go grab some bee spray, man. These things are humming around out here. They usually do. Especially after you start it up and start dicking around with it. They come out. We never had wasps around here until I got this thing. And they were all up under the dash there. Day I got it. Pulled it off the trailer. And got to messing around. I think I took the battery out or put a battery in there because it didn't have a battery in it. So I was putting the battery in and 5 or 6 of them came out, pissed off, didn't know where they were. So they came out, this thing came out of down around Lumberton somewhere, Lumberton, North Carolina. And I'm kind of happy with it. Hydraulics work, PTO works. Had water in the damn rear end and the transmission, but that's to be expected. So I'll be getting new boots too for the shifters. And I probably need to service the steering box. I done sprayed it once with our handy dandy little degreaser tool. And it wasn't until after I sprayed it that it started dumping oil out. So that's one of them deals where the caked on grease and oil and gear lube and all that was actually holding the oil in. That's a job for next year maybe. I'm not doing that this winter. Got too many irons and too many fires. So we'll see. All right, you guys. Got to adjust the brakes too. The left brake especially. Right one works pretty good. The left one, you stomp it all the way down. It don't even barely slow that wheel down. Not enough like you should. And it's got a lot more travel than on the right one. I tried adjusting just the linkage on it, but I knew you need to adjust the shoes up in there, which is the same as adjusting the car. Little star wheel and turn it, pop them shoes right out where they should be. I don't hear any weird noises in the hubs there, like the shoes have disintegrated. You know, a lot of times by something old like this, the bonding or the rivets or cracked the line into the shoe and it comes in there and it's making all kinds of noise. Be like metal on metal. Won't be like, it'll be metal on metal. All right, that's enough for this one. Me listening to me talking to myself out here. You guys take care. And if you like it, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that jazz. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate it. Thank you.